Well, this will be a fun episode. I was talking to you guys before. This is episode 82 of the Unsuccessful Entrepreneur Podcast. And I was mentioning before that usually Thomas or myself knows the guest a little bit. And, I've definitely gotten to meet a lot of Thomas's friends. And I think vice versa, Thomas has gotten to meet a lot of my friends. This will be the first time I think that we've ever done an episode with someone that we don't know. Is that right? Maybe Julian Smith, but we had David Dodgel.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to think. Not that maybe like in passing have met, but people who this is the most unknown. So who knows how this could go?
Yeah. I love it.
So welcome to the Unsuccessful Entrepreneur Podcast. We have Seth and Alec Soukup. Yeah. You guys have been ranked the strongest men in the world at one point, right?
I have. Alec has. I podiumed at OSG, but I got top 10 at OSG, which is a qualifier for World's Strongest Man.
Okay. That is impressive. Like, you guys have been on like ESPN and everything, right?
Yeah, I have for sure. So one of my competitions was on ESPN. But
that's cool.
Yeah, that was PSL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is, you guys are, I don't know if you guys know how much you guys are talked about, but especially within the lifting community, especially within powerlifting and obviously strongman, it's the brothers. So how long you guys been lifting for?
I think I started at 14.
Okay.
Consistently. We grew up in a gym, so it's kind of hard, but like 4 or 5 days a week, we've been in the gym since I was 14. And how old were you?
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we didn't really get serious though, probably until middle high school to junior of high school, probably.
Yeah.
So you guys are obviously brothers and both very strong. Is it, have you always been like naturally inclined to be a little bit stronger than the average person? Or is it, you guys have been lifting, longer than most people. I started lifting when I think it was 18. Okay. You guys started really young relatively.
Yeah.
So is it years in the gym, or is there something with the genetics? Or
I think it's slow progression, but Seth you had a 600 plus pound deadlift even in high school.
Yeah. Well, I was at 18, I was 675.
Yeah.
So, at 18?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we've always been naturally pretty strong. I think stronger than the average person, even growing up really young.
Okay. Did you guys grow up here in Oklahoma?
For the most part, yeah. We originally, Alec was born in Nebraska. I was born in Kansas, but most of our life has been here in Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah. Family move around a decent amount. Yeah. Military?
No. Oh, just like dad. My dad's just different jobs. But
okay. Gotcha.
We moved here when I was 5. So
okay. So
majority of the time we've been here.
Our entire childhood was basically
pretty much.
What you remember, probably.
Yeah.
And you guys like it here in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's his favorite. Yeah, my favorite state that I've lived in anyway.
Good. That's I think when I first moved to Oklahoma, so I've been here for 10 years now. Thomas is probably coming up on 10 years pretty soon.
Yeah.
We both grew up in Missouri. He grew up in Springfield after he lived in Palmdale, California. Okay. I grew up in St. Louis, and moving to Oklahoma, it was one of those things where we got to pick anywhere we wanted to live, like essentially anywhere in the U.S. to come open, try it, and start to find. And we picked Oklahoma because we liked it so much, and we were like pumped to be here. And especially when we moved here, we enjoyed it a lot. But and this wasn't everybody, but anytime I would hear anybody of like, I grew up in Oklahoma. I just, I want to get out where, to another city where there's more to do. And I'm like, there's so much to do here. Like, Oklahoma's awesome. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're making me feel bad about picking this as the place I wanted to live.
It's also the people. Like, for example, where you came from, I'm sure the people are just drastically different just in general standpoint.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that I feel like are kind of different. Oh, even Missouri to Oklahoma. I think that was one that kind of surprised me more than anything. It's like, I especially where I'm from, like I'm an hour to the border of Missouri and Oklahoma. And even coming here was just like, there was some definite differences that like were definitely surprising. What would you say of like our college friends? What age was the youngest person that one of our friends in our friend group got married? It's the first wedding, like Wheelahan's wedding.
Yeah, and he was probably 23, 24.
Yeah, probably 24.
Yeah.
That was our first friend to get married.
Okay.
Our first one. I remember moving here at 25 and someone being like, "What's your wife's name?" And I'm like, "I don't have a wife." And they're like, "Divorced?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with me? Like, what are you talking about?" And the lady I was talking to, the girl I was talking to, she's like, "I get married in 2 weeks and I just turned 18." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" That was a definite, like, I mean, even of our college friends, like how many people still aren't married? Losers. But are like, in their 30s. And like, I'd say like our average age of friend to like get married was like 28.
Yeah, it was probably mid to late 20s.
It was like, that was the norm.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely a big difference. I think the first thing that Alyssa and I noticed was like how nice everybody was. Like, I think it was everybody, like anytime you went in anywhere, like someone held the door open, people said hi, would, grab a grocery cart for you kind of deal. And it was like, not just like the, occasional one where I think what we're used to of like, you'd run into nice people in Missouri. It was like everybody. And it's like both of us noticed it right away. I think we've gotten accustomed to it. I think we've started to take it for granted since we've been here so long.
We're much meaner now.
We've gotten the opportunity to travel for our competitions and whatnot. Yeah. And so we've kind of experienced, at least on the outside, a lot of the states. And I will still say that Oklahoma, for the most part, is generally the nicest.
Oh, yeah. So my wife and I, a couple of years ago, we went to Philadelphia. I'm a huge Eagles fan, have been my whole life kind of deal. And so she surprised me for Christmas, like a trip out to Philadelphia and going to an Eagles game on New Year's Day. It's awesome. Except I hated being in Philadelphia. Like, it was cool, like being a big city kind of deal and like walking around downtown. And then it was like, we were there for like 5 or 6 days or something. And we were both just over it. Everyone was mean. People make fun of Oklahoma and call us a flyover state and that we're a bunch of dumb hillbillies. I've never met dumber humans in my life when we were in Philadelphia. Just like, what are you even talking about right now? That's my rant for the day. That's what I'm going to talk about.
So with traveling, is there any cities that you guys have hated?
Yeah. What's the dumbest city you've ever been to?
Philadelphia is one of them. Yeah.
Dude, it's brutal. Yeah. Like everybody we came into contact with, you were just like, I don't even know where to start.
We just lost all of our listeners from Philadelphia.
Hey,
which is
birds,
maybe one. So
I'd probably Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah. Pennsylvania just getting hate right now.
Yeah. I've been to Pittsburgh. Was it for a competition? So
we actually got sponsored.
Okay.
And the sponsor paid for us to go out.
Dude wipes.
You get Thomas is jealous.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
So I knew the guy who works he
does the advertising.
He does the advertising.
Yeah.
I've competed against him. So he knew us. So basically the company paid for us to go out there. We went to a Pittsburgh game and basically wore like full on white suits that were, hey dudes.
Yeah.
And
That's hey dudes right on the butt.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So is it hey dude or dude wipe?
Dude wipe.
Dude wipe. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Man,
Thomas that's been, I think, a goal, especially for Thomas with the podcast, is like get enough listeners that we get sponsored by someone like Manscaped or Dude Wipes.
That'd be awesome.
Listen, I've been fighting the good fight for Dude Wipe for a long time.
What's your argument?
I think, when you like look back in history and you're like, they used to do what? I'm a firm believer that in 200 years, they'll look back and be like, they wiped their butt with what? Like just like cotton paper stuff? Like that's disgusting. When you look back and you're like, I used to use corn cobs, that's the exact same way they'll feel right now. The easy thing right now, even if it was like dog poop, if I wiped it on your arm, would you just go grab some toilet paper and wipe it off and be like, I'm good? You wouldn't. That would be crazy, right? But if I handed you a wet wipe, you'd be like, okay, cool, thank you. I feel a ton better.
I do feel like I try and keep my arms cleaner than my butthole, though. So
that's on you, brother. I'm just saying, though, like anywhere else on your body, would you just be like, yeah, that's fine. Just quick paper towel. I'm good. Never.
That is a good argument.
You'd be like, that's crazy to even think that. But then you're like, oh, so yeah. I rest my case.
Are you guys still sponsored by Dude Wipes?
No, that was just like a one-time thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
We were
They pay you guys in wipes?
Well, yeah, kind of. We were offered again to do it, but the second time just didn't work out. Yeah. But it's also like, it was a lot. Like, it was go, like, for 40 hours straight. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's not just like make a post on your social media.
No,
that's
that was,
like travel and be at an event. So.
Well, and they expected us to be out in public for hours straight. Like, they wanted attention.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It was an excellent experience.
But there's no like, I'm just going to go take an hour and chill.
No.
Like, yeah, you just got to go.
I think we slept like 3 hours, and that was the entire trip because we got one night and we had to be up at like 3 a.m. to make it to the airport. And then
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
so
Do you guys like attention like that?
it's fun when you don't even look like yourself.
Yeah.
But no, not typically. Like just me going out.
I think that's how I would be too. Is like, yeah, if you're putting me in like just a ridiculous situation where it's just like there's clearly something like weird about like what I'm wearing or something, it's like, okay, like that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But in competing, do you guys thrive under a little bit more attention? Like when you guys are competing with like a bigger crowd, like
I'm competing 100%.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Gotcha. But maybe like public speaking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not like terrified or anything, but I wouldn't say that I thrive off of.
Yeah. But I'm sure like a bunch of people screaming while you're like doing a lift is gotta be crazy.
Oh yeah, it's
the
awesome.
adrenaline and stuff you get from it, and just like, I don't know, it is attention, but it's for something you're doing. You're not just like walking around or something.
Right.
Well, and it's something we're confident in, like lifting. We've done it for so long. It's like, public speaking. We don't do that a lot.
Right.
You guys have the reps. You're doing something that you've done in the gym over and over and over again. So if you guys, you feel like you've been able to lift more, like because of that?
Yeah, I generally do better in shows. Like I would say about 5% better always.
Okay,
that's awesome.
What about you?
Sometimes I do better. Sometimes I do worse.
Yeah, right.
I think it just depends on where you're at and whatnot. But
on average, it's probably better.
Yeah. How would you describe that? Like when like what's the biggest crowd you guys have competed with?
When I was in Russia, that was probably the biggest.
Oh, you guys have traveled a lot.
Yeah. So I got invited technically this year to the Siberian Power Show, and that was in that venue. There was like 4,000 to 6,000 people.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Which is like their Arnold.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's a big convention with bodybuilding and all types of things going on. But
how would you describe that?
Oh, that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever done.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Does it make lifting just like by yourself in the gym a little more monotonous or?
No, I love that aspect too.
Okay.
Like, because I love competing, and if you want to do well when you're competing, you got to love all aspects, I think.
Yeah.
What was Russia like? They say it's the Oklahoma of...
Oh, yeah. Well, the people were a lot nicer than I thought they were going to be. Like, once getting to Russia was a nightmare.
I can imagine.
Once I was there, it was amazing. I have like only good things to say about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got to compete with Thor.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the first night, man, he stayed up till like midnight talking to me. It was cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
So what kind of guys, so obviously like lifting, growing up in the gym, all that kind of stuff, what got you into like actually competing, I guess? Was it like a specific path? Did it go from like any sports or just something you've always been interested in?
So it started with sports, started with football. We wanted to play football. And then eventually we were allowed to play football. because we were homeschooled, so there wasn't many sports. But then there was a football program that we were able to play with, and then
You guys are built for football.
yeah, we weren't
I
bad
was
at
not. I used
Really?
to not.
No.
I was 135 pounds my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's I graduated high school at 168 pounds and 6'4".
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
it. Well, he graduated at like 210. Alex did.
I just
Filled out.
Yeah. Well, we weren't allowed to play football, so my dad was like, "All right, Alec, you have to put on a weight." So we were eating 5 times a day. We've been doing that since I was 14.
Really?
Yeah, and so we had a whole program and everything for us, weightlifting to eating. Like I was a chunkier kid. I was pretty chunky, so I had to lose weight. Now I had to gain weight.
Lose weight. You had to gain weight. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What is it? So I've got 2 very younger daughters myself. One is 2 years old. One is like 2 months old. And I'm realizing, especially with the 2-year-old now, that when I first got into like lifting, especially like eating like myself, like 5 or 6 times a day, learn the importance of like protein, that sort of thing. It was just like, this is awesome. Like I am like so much more knowledgeable when I have kids, I'll be way better about like making sure they get enough protein, they're eating, the right sources of like carbohydrates and fats. And granted, she is only 2, but it's like, I'm lucky if I can get her to eat a cookie some days. It's like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, I'm like going to have like 2-year-old like eating,
You just got to give it to him.
Were you guys able to, so I say that is, were you guys able to follow like a nutrition program and a lifting program pretty strictly?
Oh yeah.
Mainly because
Button underneath, the switch underneath might have.
Let me see.
this one.
Yeah.
There we
There we
go.
go. Stan was being kind of finicky on me.
Okay.
There we go.
We had a purpose, like a goal in mind.
Right.
That was the only thing that drove me at the time.
Was football.
Yeah, because I didn't want to eat the food. I didn't want to do that. But I wanted to play football. And so I knew that the food would get me to that end goal. So that was basically my motivation to doing that. But in turn, it set me up for life because now, like, once I understood it by my senior year of high school, it kind of led me into where I am now.
Right.
I think that's where we got the motivation and like drive for competing. It started in football when football was done. So I got offers to like smaller D2 schools, but it just didn't end up working out. I didn't get full offers. And so I was like, it's not worth it.
Right.
But like we wanted to compete like super bad still. So he was actually doing rugby at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got him into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rugby was not the same.
No.
It just wasn't, the team aspect wasn't even there, let alone you individually. Like you still can't, if you perform really well, the rest of the team does crappy, you don't do well. Well,
Yeah.
in football versus rugby, there was a huge team aspect that was missing. Like rugby is just not as close. The people just aren't as driven. And so that's when Seth kind of ventured out and was trying to find something else to compete in, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I found Brew House and I never looked back. I was like, yeah, I'm doing Strongman.
Okay. Brew House is what got you into Strongman, huh?
So a couple of the people, one of the coaches of our football team, he had a good friend that was in Strongman.
Okay.
Well, he had kind of gotten out of it, but he said Brew House is a good Strongman gym. Well, there wasn't really any Strongman left there. There's one kind of. And so I started it pretty much back up. I started going, I just had to figure out everything. I had no idea how to do sandbags or circus dumbbell or log or anything.
You got the equipment to yourself though.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah. And then I finally dragged him into it. And he was like, oh, I'll do one show. Well, now we're here.
So did you guys like when did you realize this was something that you guys could compete at a high level? Was it like, did you guys start competing almost immediately, or it was one of those things where you guys were just kind of doing it and then found a competition later?
No, so I did it to compete. So like I found a competition right away, did it, and then I ended up podiuming my first show. So I got third, but between third and first, there was like a half a point.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's
So it was
close.
extremely close,
Right.
but on count back, I got third. But I don't know. I was delusional enough at the time that I was like, I'm taking this all the way.
Sometimes that's what it takes, right? Like you just have to have that. Like, oh yeah, no, this is it. That's crazy. That's super cool though. Where was the first competition? Was it local or?
No, it was in Kansas. It wasn't that far away. I think it was like Kansas Strongman or something like that.
Okay. Is there an element to you guys being brothers competitive with each other at all?
Oh, hell yeah. Almost every aspect of our life, it's been that way. And then when we brought it to the gym, like we're obviously in different weight classes, but we still like push each other. And there's things I can move better than he can and stuff like that. So I'm able to push him on moving events and he's able to push me on the stricter events.
The static events,
Yeah, I feel like even for us, like when him and I first started working out, like we had kind of a similar thing where like we were stronger than each other in different lifts. And there's something that's nice to that of like having your gym partner that you're going to every day. It's just like, hey, on this, you know what? I'm going to lift more and I'm going to push you. And then vice versa. Like when we're doing this, you'll be able to push me more. And man, there's something really to that I really feel like helps, like just really pushes. I miss that. I miss those days. I miss those days of getting to do that kind of stuff. Like just going to the gym by yourself, like by myself now, I'm like, not nearly as cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great example where I was able to squat, bench, and deadlift more than Thomas, but he could do more on like front calf raises, I think.
Dude,
so
pinky curls, whatever.
Tib raises.
Hey, these front calves, brother, they're no joke though, okay? Doing jiu-jitsu now, those come in handy.
I bet.
They do. I got those reverse hooks on my
So outside of doing strong guy things, do you guys have hobbies, or is it like legitimately you spend like most of your time lifting heavy things?
Between my two kids and the gym, that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. How old are your kids?
2 and 8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks.
Oh, congrats. That's like pretty much exactly what we got. Boys or girls?
Both boys.
Both boys.
Yeah.
I bet that
You're
is.
living parallel lives. That's crazy.
Yeah. To go back to your answer, I get that. I don't have a life outside of my job. My lifting is now at like 6 a.m. in the morning before anybody gets up. And then I am kids and work all day long.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this a bunch on the podcast, but once you reach like a certain age or like not even just age, but just like stage of life, you're allowed to have like 3 things.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if you only have those 3 things, you can get really, really good.
1,000%.
Hyper focus.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what's carried us. Like, not that we don't have other things that we like. We just put so much time into this outside of our family. Mm-hmm. We've been able to get the best at it. So,
well, and like making the sacrifices to do strongman and stuff, like that doesn't bother me at all. Like I chose to do strongman and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
What has your lifting been like since kids? Have you had to change it up at all, or?
No, it's been about the same.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think you and your wife work well together.
Yeah.
And trading aspects of certain things. And so one can do one thing that they want and then the other one can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your wife's got her one hobby outside of the kids.
That's it. I mean, you're literally allowed to have like such. But you're right, though. I think there's a cool aspect to that. It's when it's like, man, those are the things that make it through that filter into you're like, all right, you got work, wife, kids. It's like, okay, you get to have one thing. Like when you choose that one thing, you got to make sure it's something you like.
Yeah.
What would you guys say? Just kind of curious, what has been from like a lifting just in general, maybe a singular lift or something that you feel like is like your biggest accomplishment that you've had?
I would say probably recently my deadlift. I finally hit 880, which was huge.
No, that's
for
cool.
me.
That's nothing. I did that yesterday. That's fucking crazy.
Are you conventional or sumo?
Conventional.
Conventional?
Yes. In strongman, you can't You can't sumo. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Are you like, because I feel like there's a big debate online on like sumo versus conventional. Are you like big anti-sumo, or is it just happenstance that's
I think they're 2 different lifts.
Okay.
I don't even think you can compare them. But I mean, I will always shit on sumo.
Hey, we only got to lift it 2 inches off the ground, right?
Yeah. The people who can't do sumo as well hate on the sumo, and a lot of sumo lifters can't conventional, so then they hate on conventional. So I think it's just it'll forever be an ongoing battle.
Yeah.
They're both impressive lifts, whether you lift one or the other.
Yeah.
Like yes, the range of motion is less on a sumo, yet you still have to have your hips and your legs and your core insanely strong to be able to lift it. So it's just,
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the people who like do hate on that stuff, just in general, you're like, okay, go lift half of that. And they're like, you couldn't even roll it, you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
So 880, do you think you could sumo that?
No, I could not sumo that now.
Okay. I feel like then there's some respect for it.
I can rip a decent, like one time I tried, I can rip a decent weight off the ground, but it's not good form at all. Like,
Yeah. How do you feel about those guys that essentially do the splits to get their toes crushed by the bars or by the plates sometimes?
Oof.
I think it's absurd. Like, there comes a point where it's like your leverages are so like insane that you're only lifting the bar like a half inch off the floor.
Yeah. Do you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that's kind of why I like strongman, is because there's so many aspects to it.
Yeah.
So if you can just use leverages for deadlift, it's not going to make you go very far in the other lifts because you actually have to be strong.
Right. I think that is one of the things that I've always really liked about strongman is there is like, on top of just being like out of this world strong, right? Because that's the base level to get in.
Yeah.
Like you have to just be like one of the strongest humans to ever walk the earth just to get there, right? That's the ticket in, kind of. But then you add like all the like athletic aspects to it as well that I really think are cool. There's like, I feel like there's more movements, more like, you know, overhead stuff, like whatever it looks like. And they always do, like, I feel like with a lot of the strongman stuff is they get like something to make it even harder on top of that. It's not just like, hey, you're going to do this, but it's also like, you're going to do this and we're going to make the bar 3 times as wide as it normally, you know, like a way bigger diameter bar. And so I do think that is a cool aspect of like, there is something to like, and there's no hate for me at all on any of these kind of sports, but there is something to like getting super strong for a certain lift. And it's like, this is the one thing you are very good at, that very like thing where it's like to get far in strongman, like you can't just be a super strong deadlifter. Like you got to be able to press, you got to be able to move, you got to all that kind of stuff is super cool.
Yeah. I mean, because like in the strongman world, my deadlift is okay. It's not great. Like it's okay. Like it's going to get me probably above mid pack on the higher level shows.
And that's typically something in a strong, right? They're called shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Competition.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
deadlift cars.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
It's and this is, you know, coming from someone that doesn't know the sport very well.
You've never watched the 5 Finger Fingers? Come on, dude.
I mean, I've watched it like on like, especially when it's like on TV and stuff. Is it common to throw in like random things or new things, especially like high level competitions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, I wouldn't say 50% of the competitions, but I feel like we're still doing competitions where they throw in an event that we haven't done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just you got 10, 12 weeks or whatever, and you just train it, figure it out.
That was going to be my question. Do you get time to prepare for it?
Yeah.
Normally. There are shows that'll throw in an event, they'll wait till last minute to release it.
Is that fun or is that not fun?
I would prefer just release it like 10, 12 weeks out.
Yeah. Let me practice a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's just higher rate of injury, in my opinion.
Sure.
Because they already make it so heavy. And if you've never touched that implement before,
right,
and you're going into it, you have the same odds as everyone else, but then everyone has the same odds of getting injured.
Yeah.
Well, that was even something that happened with like CrossFit, because CrossFit was getting like each year during the games, they just have to have like some kind of new surprise thing that they were throwing in there. And that's when it got bad. Like people started getting hurt. There was the dude who like unfortunately passed away. Like it was like during the swim. And then there was like, I remember one year they did like mountain biking and a bunch of people got like thrown over their handlebars because you're like, I was here to do a weightlifting competition. I was not expecting to do like mountain biking.
Wasn't there someone like didn't even know how to ride a bike?
Yeah, I think there was probably a couple. Like, but I mean, but that's, you know, but you then, like you guys are saying, like you add in the dynamic of it's just like, it's not just mountain biking, it's mountain biking with 600 pounds on your back. It's like, okay, someone's going to get hurt. Like,
What has been the most interesting or the weirdest lift or implement that you guys have ever done?
I know my least favorite that I've ever done.
I'd like to hear that.
So last year when I won Worlds, they had a wrecking ball hold, and they built this giant 10-foot contraption where 4 competitors walk up these stairs and they walk across, and they give you a chain with a tiny little handle, like maybe 10 inches long and like 1.5 inches in diameter. And the chain is hooked to this giant ball, and the ball weighed like 600 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, something.
And you just had to hold it there. And not only is it insanely painful because the bars were digging into your legs as you're holding it, no one wants to sit there and watch nothing happen for a minute and a half. Like everyone's just standing there, and then you get done. A bunch of people are passing out, and it's like, I did this really painful thing for something that did not look cool.
Yeah. I think that was the dumbest event I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I will say watching strongman is a lot more fun than watching powerlifting. I like powerlifting and, enjoy watching, like trying to like get my squat, deadlift, and bench stronger. But watching it is a lot more fun. Have you guys ever done what is the one where it's like the 2 pillars?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, the
Hercules hold.
Yeah,
Hercules hold. Okay. Obviously that's a hold. That one is interesting to watch.
Yeah. Because that one normally lasts about, if you do it for, depending on the implement, it always is different. The implement matters, but like 45 seconds for like the Giants Live one is pretty good. So you're not sitting there for 2 minutes.
Yeah. What are the commentators saying during that?
He's still holding it.
The funny thing too is just like, how do they even test these things? So they just have like a in-house strongman that they're just like, see how long you can hold this wrecking ball. That's the plan we've got for this year.
Yeah, basically they'll find like strong people or pros or people that have done lifts before or at a higher level, and they'll just come and have them test out the equipment and make adjustments.
Yeah. A lot of like alternates for shows that are there in case someone gets injured. They'll have them do the testing of the stuff.
Gotcha. How about you, Seth? Is there one that you have hated the most or has been just the weirdest?
I think the wrecking ball's up there. That one was terrible.
You have to pull up the YouTube clip of this after the show so we can watch them hold it.
I don't know. They're not really selling it.
I mean, watching paint dry was more entertaining.
Do you guys have a favorite that you've done, or even just like something that's like a little bit more, something less traditional that's been a favorite over the years?
Mine, I have 2. One PSL this year, I think was in May. We did a squat, but like you were saying, it's not just a normal squat. They have to add stuff to it. So it was an axle bar. So it's about, what is that, 1.5 inches, 3/4?
Or is it? No, it's more. It's 2 inches.
Okay. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Around, and then the ends were these giant bales that you could take apart and add weight in the inside. And then the bales you had to hit down onto a pad, basically. That was your depth check, basically. And they allowed wraps, and I think it was 620 they had on there. And just the like adrenaline and like that, the rush I got from like just squat. You're giving everything you can. Like, technique, very little. It is literally just pure
when you're
determination.
When you have a landing pad, like you're not like trying to like come out of the hole necessarily with the squat.
Yeah, I mean, the pads didn't allow for like really any bounce. So there was a few people that would try, because it was for reps. So a few people would try it and it would misgroove them because it really didn't let them bounce.
Right.
And so like figuring that out during your squat was interesting.
Yeah. How do you practice for something like that?
We set up jerk blocks.
Okay.
And we put some crash pads on the jerk blocks, and we just found my right depth.
Right.
And we used an axle with just normal plates, and that's how we trained for it. But
kind of have to get creative a little bit.
620 squat?
620 for reps.
How many reps did you get on that?
13.
Wow.
And I didn't win it.
Jeez. Louise.
Yeah, you ended up in 3rd in that event, right?
Yeah, there was a power lifter, he got second with 14, and then the guy won it, I think, got like 16 or something.
Jeez.
Like that. Yeah.
Those are the crazy ones. Like even like old school strongman, which is like, where I grew up watching a bunch of that, which a lot of us, I feel like, did, that have at least made it to doing what just the kind of stuff we do now. But it's, except for Kevin, of course, a loser. But it was always so crazy when you would watch an event and you would just see like, somebody just, and I know there's a lot of like technique and strategy of like, don't burn yourself out because like you've got to have other events, but it's just like the ones where the dudes are just like, screw it, I'm going to do double the reps of like the next guy under me. And you're like, whoa, like
That is exciting to
so
watch.
crazy.
Yeah. I could probably lower that weight down onto the pad once. So.
Right. I could too, as my knees exploded out of my body. They would go down to the pad and I would die.
It's so 13 reps on any squat is crazy. I feel like that's probably an underrated thing of like how much cardio you have to have, or like how much like endurance you have to have for
that's what I mean. Like the athleticism side of it too. It's like, you can't just be, I know that's not what most of the powerlifting stuff is. And this isn't to hate on powerlifting, but it's just like, okay, you did it. And it's like your nose was bleeding and you got it. Right. And then it's like for strongman stuff, it's like, you got to pick this thing up and run it over there and then like drop it and pick another one up and run it over here. Yeah. And like, it's crazy.
Are you guys having to train a lot of like cardio specifically for that? Or is it mostly just enough strongman like lifts that you're getting your cardio in that way?
No, we still do cardio at least once a week, if not twice.
I do cardio more often. I do it like 3 times a week.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And what are you guys doing for your cardio?
I do the assault bike. Outside of
humbling.
Outside of the strongman events.
Okay.
Right. So if you guys are having to do farmers carry stuff, you're probably training specifically for level of cardio stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm thinking about 13 squats in general, just with any weight, like body weight 13. It's like, I'm a little winded.
Do for a real though.
I'm huffing and puffing a little bit.
That's been. What would you say your like most impressive or like biggest accomplishment from like a lifting standpoint, a strongman standpoint?
Biggest accomplishment would be the Worlds that I won last year. In 2024. Probably single lift. I held the world record in the stone run for like a minute before the next guy beat. But I was the first one to ever do it in the history. So no one had ever finished. It was a 6 stone run. It went from 275 to 400 pounds.
Jeez.
So it was 6 stones, and no one had ever gotten the 6 stone in all the years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, in 23 Worlds, I completed it, and everyone goes crazy. And then the guy who ended up podiuming, he got I think 3rd in the competition. He went out there and got it also right after me.
But you got it first.
Yeah,
Right.
And we're still the only 2 that have ever done it.
That is nuts. But like, so I think being the first is important though. Cause like, who was the second person to land on the moon?
Right.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Outside of who's the third? Who's the third?
There we go. There we go. So whoever does it from now on, no one will ever know. Now it's just whatever.
Yeah. Is that do you have a favorite over the years?
Lift, I love doing yoke into log. That's probably my favorite event.
Yoke into log. So is that's lifted up and
no? So yoke is a apparatus where there's a bar and it comes down. There's 4 pins and you're carrying.
Oh, right.
Like 900 to 1,000 pound run, and then that into a log.
Into the log that is
clean and press.
Clean and press. Okay.
What's that log like? What's that?
So
like?
I believe we did 325.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then the yoke was 900.
What does
You gotta do this for reps?
The log, yeah. It was. I believe we had a 60 or 70 second time limit, and it was yoke down and back into a log for max reps.
Does cardio ever hinder you guys, or is it mostly the weight that just gets?
The cardio hinders the strength aspect.
Okay,
so
for sure.
That most of the time it's not our cardio hits the limit. It's we can it's hindered our strength enough that we can't pick it up anymore.
That makes sense.
Well, also just like I'm sure and you guys competing as much as you have now, I'm sure it's less, but still all depend. But just like the adrenaline dump has got to just be bananas for that. Because like I've been doing jujitsu for a long time, and that's even one of those things. It's like I do jujitsu 5 times a week for 6+ years. You know what I mean? And then it's like you go and do a competition, and it's like, everyone's nice, whatever. It's not this like crazy thing. And you get done with your, again, when I'm talking like 5 times a week, I'm doing 10 rounds a class, like like 10 5-minute rounds, like all day long. I go do one like 4-minute round. I'm like, I can't close my hands, coach. Like my forearms don't work anymore. And you're like, what? I do this all the time. But your body's just like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy. I can't even imagine trying to do, you're running with 1,000 pounds and then lifting a 300-something pound log over your head.
Yeah, I don't think I could move the 900 pounds at all.
Yeah, that would have been it for me pretty quick.
What is the log weigh without weight on it?
Depends on the log.
Yeah.
The average log is around 135 to 150 pounds.
Okay.
Smaller log.
Small. Okay.
If you get the real long ones, you'll see it sometimes. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Giants Live or even OSG. Most of those logs are like 230 to 260.
Oof.
That's crazy.
Empty.
What is, do you guys, is there multiple up at Brew House or just one?
There's
3 logs.
Yeah.
3 logs? Are those all weigh the same?
No.
We have a big one that's 235, 245.
245.
The medium one, well, I say it's medium. Then we have we just call it Big Red. It's just a big red log. No one uses it. That one's like a weird weight. It's like 205 or 27 or something like that. And then the last one, I would say the most popular is the Rogue log, and it weighs 135.
Okay.
Nice.
I think I've used that one before.
Yeah.
And I think I got it with 10s on each side, I think. So,
Let's go. Yeah, Kevin, what's your most impressive lift?
My most impressive
Yeah, I
lift?
want to compare.
I don't want to say.
How many times you squat 600 pounds?
Again, half. I probably wasn't to depth, but I think maybe the 450 squat when we were in college.
Yeah.
Might be. I don't have the back for that anymore.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
That's, man.
So
We were strong though. Like I felt like we were strong. I mean, like,
Yeah. And I did
we're about
it-
to break this couch right now, but like them not here, we're like, we're pretty strong. We were pretty strong back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, when we stand around more normal people.
Yeah. Right.
The average man can't do a 405 squat like at all.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't even say 315. I don't
Yeah.
think
No way.
Yeah, what is it like? Like it's like a really small percentage of males can bench like even 225.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like less than 1% of the world can bench their body weight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's man. I'm trying to think what my most impressive. I got 2. And you guys will be like, sweet, Thomas.
If you pick bench, it'll be impressive because that's the one thing strongmen don't do.
There we go. I did. Kevin was a witness to this. I don't remember it. I blacked out. But I did a seated military press 315 for 5 in college.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They're being nice.
Yeah, I know. And then I remember one time it was the combine was going on at the time. And this was when I was benching a lot. And like the NFL combine was coming up. And I was wondering how many times I could bench press 225. Before I say the number, I will be honest that day that I decided to do it, all the benches were taken up. So I did it on decline. Definitely easier for me. But for a 225 bench, which is what they do for the combine, I did a 225 decline bench press, practically the same thing. And I did 36 reps.
That's a lot of reps.
Which would have been like, granted, it's not the same, but I would have been, if that was on flat bench, like 36 reps would have been the most at the combine that year. Watch out. Dude, that would, either one of those, it would end my life right now. You put 315 above my head. That was it. So I did CrossFit for a while, and it was funny because like we would do like clean and jerks, and I would have this like power clean that was just the ugliest form in the world. And it'd be like 275. And then be like, okay, Thomas, like you can, and I'd just like strict press it. And then I'd be like, okay, I got to really work on that clean. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, no, that's the only lift in this I'm going to be good at is that aspect. Getting it from here to here, not a chance. From here to here all day.
And you mainly do jujitsu now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu, I lift probably, depends on the week, probably 2 to 3 times a week. Just kind of depends.
Have you sustained any major injuries from jiu-jitsu? Really?
Nope. I have some, like, to be honest, the only injuries that I have, like the nagging injuries that I have, are all from weightlifting that like bother me in jiu-jitsu. And it's mostly like, and you guys can probably understand this from just like what you guys do more than anything. I only ever get hurt in jiu-jitsu. It's never from a submission. I never like really ever hurt anybody either. It's always like end range motion explosiveness. Okay, it's like I get my leg all the way back here, you know, and I'm on my back and I try to like totally bridge up with someone on my chest, and my psoas is like, hey bud, like don't do that. And so it's always like it's super far end range motion explosiveness stuff that like gets me. But that's really like nothing. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have like plenty of things that are like weird bumps and like I've torn a tendon in my finger, like stuff like that, just like freak stuff. But
some stitches in your eyebrow from getting like a heel or something.
Twice, yeah. But those are cool though. So those make me look badass. But no, really not any. Like I tell people this all the time. I got hurt like doing just traditional weightlifting stuff, like way more than I ever do in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Why, are you interested?
No, I've been doing it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how I got my biggest injury.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
What
happened?
Tore my major pec tendon from the bone.
Easy enough. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
New people.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'm like that experienced, but I've had decent training.
Yeah.
And I was teaching new recruits.
Yeah.
And
somebody wanted to
get in the wrong position. They don't know. They freak out. They don't know what to do. And
well, and there is a lot of that, like people get into those like try to like survive moments. That's what position? Like, what was the positioning like? I
was on top. He had rolled underneath my arm, and that as soon as he started freaking out, I went to get my arm out of there, knowing, and he had it trapped.
Yeah,
and so then it popped.
Yeah, that's fun. We love that.
Yeah.
Have you recovered from that yet? Or
I'm just so I'm just recovered. Had surgery July 7th, and I don't know. It's probably 4 inches long. The scar where they cut me open, but
wow.
But yeah, I think I'm like, for the most part, I wouldn't say my strength is like back to 100%, but for the most part,
the recovery is okay.
Yeah,
cool. Your overhead's pretty close to our wise.
Yeah,
your actual like bench and incline presses.
I still can't bench from near.
Yeah. Well, you don't need it, you know.
Yeah,
right. That's That's. Whew.
Where do you do jiu-jitsu at?
So combat, OKC.
Yeah,
and then a lot of times just at our training center.
Yeah.
With the guys.
Yeah, combat OKC is, it's an intimidating place to like want.
I mean, he goes there. So.
Definitely. I'm don't hold a candle to it.
Yeah. You know, you just have like Brian Piccolo, who's like, he's kind of a walkover is what we like to call. I'm just kidding. He's like the scariest. Like, again, when you have people like that, they're like the scariest, nicest people, but it's like, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. You're always the nail, like in those kind of things. Cause he's very good at like everything when it comes to like grappling in general, like D1 wrestler, judo, jiu-jitsu, like everything. So he'll just like, you know, and there's a lot of guys around here who are like that, because you end up finding plenty of like, just like, oh yeah, we, there's a guy who shops up here. His name's Tyson. Awesome dude. And then he's like, yeah, do jiu-jitsu now. And he's a big old boy. Like he's got to be over 300 pounds or close. And he'll be like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I wrestled a little bit. And I'm like, oh, nice. Like, you know, where'd you wrestle? And he's like, oh, like Oklahoma State. And I'm like, you wrestled a little bit? And you wrestled at Oklahoma State. Okay. Like, yeah, I played football a little bit. Oh, what'd you play? Well, I started 3 years at Alabama. Like, shut up. Like that is not like a little bit of football. football. Like that's like what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're on OSU's team, and that's
literally like you just, dude.
So for lifting, since you guys have been so young, I know you guys mentioned that you enjoyed it, but you also mentioned that it's always been very goal oriented or goal driven. Has there ever been any moments, even like today, that you're just lifting because it's fun and like without necessarily a goal or a show coming up, or is there always something in the future?
For me, since I got injured, I had to switch my perspective, and it was really hard at the start because I was so goal driven.
Right.
And so switching that over, knowing that for one, right now I can't do what I could have done, but then there's still a possibility that I may not be able to get back to that, which now I don't believe that, but changing the perspective and just training for fun and enjoying that process again was something I switched to and I enjoyed. Nice. I enjoyed just going in there and just, I can't do these 10 things anymore, but I can still go in and have a good time and like enjoy just working out.
Yeah. I've always loved lifting just for lifting's sake. But I mean, yeah, I love competing, but I also love just training. I'll train my whole life, even when I'm not competing.
I feel like there's something too, though, like if you're going to be at this high of a level, like you have to have that just like competitive drive, because that's a ton of it too. You know what I mean? Where it's like there's plenty of people who, just didn't have, who had maybe like all the physical capabilities, but like how much of any of these things to get to that level is so much like between the ears of just like having that drive of like wanting to do that.
We see it all the time.
Yeah, it's that what you're talking about right there. I've never seen it so bad in Strongman.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I'm one of the last ones of my group coming up. Almost everyone I started with that's been like around here. There was a ton of guys in Texas and even a few in Oklahoma. I'm one of the last ones.
Yeah.
There's always new ones coming up.
Oh yeah. But the guys that I kind of started with, that all were kind of going on to the same like scene as I was, all of them are done.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we both have known people that are probably, we're just better. Like
they were infinitely more talented.
Yeah, they're just way more talented. But if you don't love it in the end, you're not going to make it very far. So
you're not going to be consistent enough for long enough. Yeah.
Well, and I feel like that's the kind of thing too, where, and I see it a lot in jiu-jitsu too, where you just have these like even my home gym or any gym, it's just like you've got these just training room killers that will just like mop the floor with everybody. You throw them in a competition and they just get smoked.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, if you just took away the idea of a competition and this was just an open mat, you would be dancing circles on this guy. It's just like, dude, there's so much of that like between the ears performance, the anxiety, like the adrenaline dump, like all that kind of stuff. Dude, sometimes it's just not people's space.
Yeah, my performance anxiety gets me. So I don't know that I would do, if I did jujitsu, I don't know that I would do
dude, more. It's tough. Well, because now you're like, oh, there's my wife and kids. Like, cool. Like, okay. Like, I hope I don't break my arm out here. Like, that's crazy.
I do think that there's, I've kind of switched my thinking as well, where I used to be more competitive with my lifting. Like I competed in a couple bodybuilding shows, all just local, and ultimately I look back at it now. It's like that was for fun, but I was very much in it of like I want to do the best that I possibly can. I want to be like look the best that I can, and I was 100% doing like adding everything I could to to bring the best package to stage. And I don't know if you guys follow any like old school bodybuilders or anything, but since I got out of, or since last time I competed was 2019, I think it was a year or two after that, I saw a video of Lee Priest talking. He was in the gym and he was talking about, not having competed in a long time and talking to current competitors or people that were, up and comers or just, really wanted to be a bodybuilder. And he's like, man, you just have to love it. He's like, I'm still like, I haven't competed in decades and I'm still here because I just love being in the gym. I just like working out. I like,
100%.
and it's like that really changed my perspective of it. I was like, I did start this because it was just fun. I didn't really necessarily have a goal. It was, and it's been kind of fun to get back to that. Of like, and it's it makes it, less stressful to like have to hit certain things or push myself a certain way. It's just like, and I do still really like to push myself, but it's been enjoyable. Like, hey, let's just get a good pump, or hey, let's just lift a lot of weight kind of deal. Right. So
yeah. I think being in the gym sometimes is like you have expectations, things we both have a coach, we both have programs, and you go in there expecting to hit something someday, and not being able to do that all the time can be stressful. But just remembering, like, it's a wonderful thing. We get to work out with each other almost every day.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
So there's occasionally, I would say I probably am the one. If there's a reason why we don't work out with each other, it's but just being able to like remind each other also, like, even with all this, we'd still be lifting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we started this because we enjoyed it. Like,
Unlike him, I had no expectations in the sport. Like, I went in, he like 6 months of trying to convince me to get into Strongman. I finally do it, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this just to have fun.
Yeah.
Well, then after the first competition, that was ruined.
Yeah.
even then, I didn't think I was going anywhere. I just wanted to keep competing.
You didn't do that well in your first show because you had to compete in my weight class because they were all filled up. So he did it anyway. I mean, what'd you get? What?
I second to last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Competing with guys that are quite a bit heavier than you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the love of the sport. And it drives you. I'm sure that's a lot what drives you. I mean, you just go into jiu-jitsu. It's like, I'm sure there's days where you don't necessarily want to go, but I mean, it's part of who you are now, but also you end up going, you're like, oh, I had fun.
Right. Well, and I think like kind of like what you were talking about prior, especially like the football team kind of aspect, so much of it is like a community driven thing too, where you're just like, man, I'm there. Like, even if I don't feel like doing jiu-jitsu, once I get there, you give me one round. Like once I get there, I'm like, all right, I'm ready, but it's like, but I'm just hanging out with my friends, it's like, it's people I really love spending time. And that's the thing. Like I have no aspirations to go on to like, like any kind of championship or like anything like that. It's like, I just really like, it's such a funny thing to me because I think about this a lot where I'm like it's almost like I'm just going to football practice and I don't even want to go to, like, I don't even care about the game. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I just love this enough that I'm just here for practice all week. Right. Like, I'm just like, competition's coming around and I'll compete. Like, I've competed at every belt except for I just got my brown belt a few months ago. I haven't competed at brown belt yet, but it's like I'll compete at every belt, I'm sure. But it's one of those where I'm like, I just don't have this like crazy drive to do it. I'm just like, I just really like doing jiu-jitsu. It's just fun all the time, and I don't need. And I think that's a cool aspect too, where it's just like I just love it. Even if there wasn't competitions or belts or any of these things that are like rewarding, I'm just like, I just like doing this. This is just fun. So.
Yeah, I think that's a huge aspect to it.
Yeah.
Have you guys, with getting a lift together, have you guys had to like start going at odd times of the day with, especially as you've gotten older with family and everything, or are you guys still getting to go at kind of a normal time of day? Or
we get off of work around the same time. So we've been going at 4:30, 5 o'clock for 4 or 5 years.
There's been periods where I haven't been able to, but we've still made it work where, maybe 2 of the days of the week I wasn't able to, but for the last, I would say, 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's rare to have a lifting partner that long, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big reason why I wanted to get him into Strongman. It's like, I never, like, every training partner outside of Alec has not been able to keep up or just fallen off. Like,
sure.
Yep.
Here's a real question. Being competitive, being brothers, being the size that you guys are, how many fist fights have you guys been in, and who the hell breaks those up?
Actually, not very many.
That's good.
Yeah. Especially as we've gotten older. A few when we were younger, but like as we've gotten older.
Okay, good, because right now I feel like I don't know who the hell's getting in there.
We would just have, we would have to, if this happened right now, we'd just have to lock the doors.
Yeah,
and
just let them work it out.
Hopefully they don't break everything in there.
We definitely, like, I would say far majority is like good and positive. Obviously we're brothers and like there's times we're not going to get along and like, but I think not getting along in a gym is like the best place. You just
Yeah.
like, go lift on your own
Right.
or whatever. And,
Right.
You
Tensions can't raise too much without
Yeah.
having to hit at least a set here and there
Yeah.
to kind of cool down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you're just yelling at each other, just motivate you to lift more. You know?
Yeah.
I think there's something really cool to that, though. I mean, just like in general, I'm sure your guys' relationship, I joke about fighting and stuff, but I'm sure your guys have been able to have such a cool relationship of just one, obviously being brothers, but getting to do this together. And like you said, just like having a training partner and also just somebody in your corner that I feel like just genuinely understands the what this takes to actually operate and be at this kind of level.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that. That's such a rewarding thing, I have to imagine, because again, like you said, like if you either one of you didn't have a brother that was into this, you're just kind of like hoping for training partners that can kind of go along for the ride, and it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and not many people understand being this competitive about something. Like other competitors, not even all of them understand, but like a lot of people that do strongman, they understand, but like not many people understand like what it means like when you're that competitive about something.
Yeah. Different mentality.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, because that's the thing. Like, you talk about like getting back, with like jujitsu and stuff. Like, you see this a lot, but it's like all the not all of them, but there's like the going joke, but it's like the vast majority of people who are like successful in the UFC are like ultra athletic, freaks, super obviously like well disciplined in whatever they do, and probably got the shit beat out of them from like a very young age, and they are just angry because it's just like there's something to like you're willing to just like turn a switch and be like, I'm gonna kill this person in front of me, and I have that ability to just turn that on. And it's like there's not, like Joe Rogan talks about that a lot, there's not a lot of them that didn't have like a stepdad that like beat the crap out of them because or a brother that like beat, like those kind of things. It's like, dude, like you have to be just like ultra competitive, and like you're just like kind of obviously not the same in some ways, but like it's one of those things where it's like people don't understand that level of like competitiveness, where it's just like there is no like going soft. There's no like light, right? That's like if you guys are lifting together and you're preparing for a competition, I'm not even going in that side
corner
of the gym. Yeah, it's like you let them do their thing because like they are going to be, I imagine, like you guys are going to be getting after it.
I have
like,
to tell a story now.
Yeah.
So we're setting up one of our medleys, and we're preparing for a competition. At the time, I was injured. This was a couple months ago, and Seth was preparing for a competition. And we're getting the runway all set up. Everything's set up. Well, Seth starts going, and some of the other people are just lackadaisical on their phones. Well, they step into the runway and they pull the deadlift jack out in the runway. Well, it's in Seth's way, and Seth's a very jolly person most of the time. Like anyone can go up and talk to him. Seth's very gentle, very nice. But when you're lifting, when you're that focused, I remember I have it on video. Seth coming by, like shoulder checking this dude and hitting this deadlift jack, like. It didn't just like tip over. The thing left the ground and like flew out into the powerlifting area. All because he's running headed straight for another bag or whatever.
Right.
And then he gets done. Seth's amped up. Seth, yells at the dude. And then Seth's back to normal.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of what you were saying. Just like,
you have to like. That's just a different. Again, like you don't make it this far unless you have a switch that like makes it to where like you're in a different zone of like competitiveness.
You're competing with the best in the world, like
right.
So.
Well, because the margins are, like when you're talking. Yeah, I mean,
they're eighths of a second. Yeah.
Right. It's crazy. You look at like a Formula One driver. And it's like the first place guy, like the guy who's gonna, like start front of the track like during qualifying, and the very last place guy. The difference is like sometimes like less than 2 seconds on like
crazy.
a 2.5 minute lap.
That's crazy.
Like it could be like you've seen qualifying where it's like less than a second is the difference, and you're like, so that means like I need to push this 3 millimeters closer on this turn because it's gonna make a difference.
yeah. And the average person is just, well, why don't you just stop and then go again?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm supposed to go again, I'm still going to give 100% on that one. But I needed to have on this one, so I'm going to.
Yeah. Right.
I think you start to realize that once you've been lifting and start to hit plateaus of like how much work it is to just take it, like get an inch further. So
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah. Guys, I'd love to sit here and continue to talk with you guys. My daughter is actually at childcare next door, so I will have to grab her and get her home for dinner and bedtime. So.
Absolutely.
She's going to have her protein, her good fat sources, her
and she's going to
carb sources.
throw it all on the ground for the dogs.
This was really cool.
I had a blast.
Having you guys on here, like, it's great getting to talk to you guys and get to meet you guys more officially. And but I think just listening to like the journey you guys have been on and continue to be on, it's super cool because like you said, like we've been talking about, like to get to that level is just something different. It just it obviously doesn't just happen, and that's with any of these kind of things. But it's super impressive just kind of hearing about this and fun to hear stories. And this has been super cool. So
yeah, you guys have gotten to experience competing on a level that a lot of us are curious about. So it's and fun to get to know the people that are getting to do that and hear the stories and the things along the way and just your outlook on things. And I'm realizing now too that we probably took your guys' lifting time today. So
no, we'll still find time.
Well, man, I'm sure you guys are busy with lifting and family and everything else that you guys have going on. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with us on the podcast. Enjoyed talking with you guys a lot. And thank you guys for not breaking the couch.
Honestly, I was going to say the structural integrity of this couch is pretty awesome. Because like we've got like easily over 700 pounds on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good couch.
What are some current weights?
I think 324.
324?
340 something, low 3 or 240.
240. Okay. I was 265 today. Quick math. That's a shitload.
820 something.
Yeah. All right. This is nice.
So before we go, I know you guys are at least somewhat active on Instagram. Any shows coming up that we're competing for that we'll get to watch on either on social media or potentially on ESPN or?
I think we're both going to do the Arnold.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Fingers crossed, as long as I keep healing and everything like that. But that's the show we're going to shoot for next. So
that's awesome. Well, keep up with these guys as they get ready for the Arnold, and hopefully we get to see you guys both competing at that. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again.
Thanks so much.
This is awesome. Yeah. What episode number are we?
82.
82.
Oh, wow.
Heck yeah. Well, sweet. Appreciate you guys watching, and check these guys out. Watch them lift more than Kevin and I have ever thought about. ×2. So
I can't even do math that high.
For reps. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.